Should the Minnesota Golden Gophers bench Tanner Morgan for the rest of the season for Athan Kaliakmanis? Abso-freaking-lutely. I firmly believe that. We're in the final couple of games of this season. I don't think you're going to get anything more out of Tanner Morgan. And I know you still got an outside shot to win the West Division, and I know Minnesota has got some tougher games coming up on the schedule, some rivalry games later in the season. You got Iowa and Wisconsin to close out the season after this game against Northwestern here this weekend. But what I saw in that game against Nebraska, I saw a quarterback when eighth, like that is a perfect example. Okay, you saw what this Minnesota offense was doing when Tanner Morgan was in there. Couldn't hit receivers. Receivers couldn't get open. Tanner just doesn't have the mobility that Athan Kaliakmanis is, so he can't create that portion of the offense. I look at Athan, and there was a spark that hit that team, man. Look, throwing Athan into that game against Penn State, yeah, he was going to struggle. His first start, whiteout, of course that was going to happen. And you put him against Nebraska, you can tell the more he played, the more confidence he continued to rack up as things went along. I support Athan Kaliakmanis to go and play the rest of these games, to play these 3 games kind of going down the stretch, because I think Minnesota's got some at the quarterback position. I think he provides elements that Tanner Morgan just doesn't provide. The running game with his legs, he provides an option. You put Mohamed Ibrahim and Athan Kaliakmanis back there in shotgun zone read, forget about it. Who's going to keep the ball? Who's going to take the ball? I think it actually opens things up for Mohamed Ibrahim more than it already does. You know, him being one of the best running backs in the entire country. But Athan Kaliakmanis just provides more offensive options. And man, with Tanner Morgan these last couple of games, you've been lacking offensive options. You know, the more I look at Tanner Morgan and his tenure, everybody's going to love him for 2019. What he did for Minnesota Golden Gopher football in 2019 was spectacular. And when his receivers can really get open, he's a good quarterback. He's not a quarterback. Tanner Morgan's not a quarterback that is going to go in there and make everybody better. And he's not a guy that's going to throw people open. He's not going to have pinpoint accuracy when you got a defender right on his hip pocket. You look at Tanner Morgan's very best season. Who do you have at wide receiver? Tyler Johnson, Rashad Bateman. NFL wide receivers. I don't think I'm creating any controversy here. Probably the best wide receiver tandem in Minnesota Golden Gopher history. It's easy to throw the football. It's easy to have those kinds of stats that he did. Not downplaying Tanner Morgan at all. Of course, I said it once. I'll say it again. I'll say it 1,000 times. What he's done for Minnesota football has been great. But then you look at it. When Tyler Johnson and Rashad Bateman moved on to the National Football League, what happened? What happened in 2020? What happened in 2021? 2021, you can blame Mike Sanford Jr., you can blame the offensive coordinator all you want, because now you got 2022 as an example. Okay, when Chris Ottman-Bell went down, and now you got receivers that aren't great, what happened? First half against Nebraska, what happened with Tanner Morgan? You put Athan Kaliakmanis in the second half, and it wasn't just his running ability. He was able to throw the ball, get guys open a little bit better than Tanner Morgan did. I think you got to see what you got right now with Athan Kaliakmanis. And this isn't we're out of the race, we're going to throw in the young guy, try to get him ready, get game reps. No, I don't think that this is what that is. I think what this is Athan Kaliakmanis gives the Minnesota Golden Gophers a better chance to win football games. I do, because of the other options he provides in your offense. He really opens up the offense, and you saw that in the second half against the Nebraska Cornhuskers.